Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Gwyn Michaels. Today I'm going to be doing a market overview. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at the market overview for the next trading week. Today is 30th of April, so it's on a Saturday, and I'm making this recording. We're going to be looking at market overview for the period of first for some people, or second for some, to the 6th of May 2022. And as always here, I'm going to start with dollar index. Okay, I'm going to start with dollar index, and I'm going to be using a multi-time for analysis. And I'm going to also be sharing with you the Elliot wave concept. As you guys know, it's one of my concepts, and it's one I trade always and always. Okay, I have developed the concept over the years, and also I've traded the concept over the years as well. All right, here on this one here, we're going to be looking at possibilities and also probabilities. Okay, what makes the most sense, okay, for a trade. Okay, and we're going to be considering our risk to reward when I'm also giving you potential entry points and also exit rules as well. Here we have a structure such as this for this. Why here I've done some of the analysis for this structure before. All right, so I'm still going to do it again on this session right here for some, or for those of you that are new to this channel right here. So I'm going to do it one more time for you guys. Okay, first we have a structure such as this. Okay, so we could say that I have a downtrend. All right, I can say I have a downtrend, and I could say, okay, fine, I have a peak up here. All right, so I can say I have a peak up there. What is going on with this one, guys, is that there's a downtrend. Okay, so there is a downtrend. Okay, so overall the downtrend, because we've had a very major drop up to this area here, and we've had a pullback to this area to have the next drop. So we're having series of lower lows and lower highs on a monthly scale. Okay, after we had price peak around this extreme right here. Okay, we had price peak around 160. All right, this is the dollar index. That was around 1985. Okay, so we had price peak. After that point, we had price starting to slow down some sort, and then create some sort of structure here. So okay, so looking at this one here, I can as well put this up here, or some sort of bead structure. I can first put this up here until there is a full reversal from this one right here. So I'm going to be looking at bullish scenarios for this one here until this completes. Okay, whatever structure it is. Okay, so looking at this one here, I can start to count the wave for you guys, because I see an internal structure here. As you guys know, when I'm looking at wave counting, I look at what fits the most. Okay, so where am I going to be wrong? Okay, so what gives me an idea that I am right with this analysis, because I want to see the market commit to me before I can commit to the market. All right, so that's my key concept. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. Okay, so I'm going to put up this labeling here. So we have a 5-wave move here, so I can as well label this as my extreme right here. So here we have some sort of structure that created a break to the upside, so I can label this as IVC down, and I can label this as a wave 1, maybe to 2, maybe to 3, up here at extreme of 5, maybe to 4 from sort of here, and then maybe I'm expecting a 5 to also further come for this one here. All right, so that's what I'm looking at here now. Okay, for this one here, so I'm going to change this a little bit. So I'm looking at 5 to come, all right, instead of there. All right, so I'm still looking at price to break through this point right here. Okay, guys, I want you guys to take very good notice of this one here. I'm going to just adjust a little bit. All right, sometimes we could have an extreme with 5, okay, such that we could have price go up to double of or half of distance traveled through wave 2 to 3. All right, so what I mean by wave 2 to 3 is this is low of wave 2, and this is the extreme of wave 3 for this internal structure. Sometimes we could have wave 5 go up to half, or sometimes we could have it or be shallow, okay, such as this one here, because we have the extreme of wave 3 here and we have 5 up here. So we can see the distance traveled for 5 is not that great, okay, as we would have wanted to see, or what would have expected from a textbook wave 5. Okay, but here on this one here, we're going to work out a plan. Okay, we're going to work out a plan. So I'm going to be expecting that wave 5 should also continue upside, and once that is not done, I'm going to be looking at reversals with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing with you reversals patterns as well. So we're going to be looking at what really it is. Okay, so if we're going to be having wave 5 break through this point here, I'm going to be expecting, number one, I'm going to be expecting that either price is trying to form a new wave to the upside. Okay, so I don't know what that means to you technically, and I don't also know the fundamentals behind this one here, but I'm going to only look at technical analysis over a medium term. All right, for this one right here. So here we had a structure that created, okay, let me just go bring back those labelings up there. I want to see them on a weekly as well. Okay, I want to see all this on a weekly. All right, so here for a wave 4, we had what created wave 4 to be a flat structure. Okay, so we have this B right here push up beyond the 78.6, as I always recommend that when you're looking at for what you should look at for a wave B is anything above the 78.6 of the initial swing. It's fine for a B of a flat, okay, rather than a zigzag. So when I have such extreme Bs there, I could as well start planning for that kind of structure there. Okay, so let's look at this one for now. We've seen price break through with B territory, and you guys know that that oftentimes is my first target there. So I would say that first target is achieved. The next target is going to be achieved when price continues staying up. All right, let's go down on a daily time frame and let's try to see what we can then identify also from a daily time frame. All right, so on a daily time frame, the last time I spoke about price was also when price was staying trading inside of this zone, and I did point out that there could be a possibility that we might be looking at a break, and also that break came into play. All right, so here was a little bit of contraction here, and we had price trade in that way. Contracting there. All right. And I know a lot of people pointed this out to me as an ABCDE. All right, so but this is not the structure. If you're looking at this as an ABCDE, it's going to be wrong for the analysis, because whatever I'm looking at this kind of structure, these are the, price formation that doesn't overlap. So what I'm going to be looking at for an ABCDE is some sort of structure that doesn't overlap. Okay, so if you're looking at a correction or a contraction such as this one here, you expect it to have some sort of patterns that doesn't overlap each other. Okay, so we have everything should be inside. Okay, but this one here, you have the D go a little bit right above the B wave here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys to see. Okay, so you have the D go extreme of this. Okay, so I'm not going to too much dwell on this analysis here, because I spoke about this also back in the channel, and this with this same idea, I'm going to also speak about what is also going on here at the top right here. Okay, so looking at this one here on a monthly candle, first take note guys, on a monthly candle here, the monthly candle is about to close or has closed for the trading week. Okay, because looking at Saturday and Sundays, okay, for trading is off for me. I don't trade Saturday and Sundays, though I got an information that trading can also be done on those period. Okay, Saturday, Sundays, I don't see why someone want to take trading during those days. Okay, because it's not a working day. One, it's not a working day, and the liquidity is going to be very slow, so we're not going to be having much volatility over that period there. Okay, so looking at this one here on a 4-hourly time frame, moving to the upside as well. So we're going to be looking at what is going on, guys. Okay, so I think this is a very super drop right from this extreme right here to this extreme right here. Right, so we have a very super drop, and that's very unique. Okay, so but having price bounce off in this format here, so I'm going to be looking at, is there a possibility that we could be moving upside? Okay, so I'm going to be looking at first as a possibility. Okay, so ahead of this current trading week, and which I'm going to be looking at some economic calendars with you guys, and on Monday we are having the PMI coming in, so from the United States as well, and we're also having on Tuesday job openings as well on Tuesday, and we're also having on Wednesday we have the ADP non-farm employment change, and also on Thursday we're not having any United States news, okay, news coming from the United States, and also on Friday we're having the NFP. So it's NFP week, and you want to be careful how you're trading this week. Okay, right here, and also coming in from this week here, we're going to be looking at red statement coming in from Britain. All right, that's London, and we're also going to be looking at what Reserve Bank of Australia is going to be doing over this week as well. And then we're going to be seeing some other news coming in. So we have lots of red news coming in for this week here, as well as also FOMC statements coming in this week as well. So it's best to keep very conservative, because we do not know what direction this market would go. But if I'm going to be seeing on a Monday, I'm going to be seeing a breakout here, so I'm going to be expecting that whatever accumulation that could have been here, or whatever pattern that I've started to create here, could also be on its way into breaking out of these territories right there. Okay, so I've seen this many times in the market. I've seen this over and over again. Okay, so that's as a function of experience. So I'm going to be expecting that market could as well do any of this. Okay, let me share with you what I think here after the double bounce. So I'm going to look at this as an end. Market could also do an ABC here. Okay, so I'm expecting that if the market does that first, let me just put up that with a line, because I want you guys to see this and then understand this plainly. The Elliot wave concept. Okay, so how you plan your trade is also as important as, okay, so we looked at this as a double bounce, so we could have looked at this as a C. For those of you that should be looking at a continuation to the downside, okay, so this should have been a continuation pattern. But if price fails one more time in the drop, I want to see that drop coming in first. I want to see that drop coming in first. If price fails in a drop, all right, say create some sort of, let me use ghost feed, because I want you guys to see what I'm doing right now. If price trades in such a format and then fails to make the next drop, okay, what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to put up a level. Okay, I'm going to put up a level. Okay, say maybe here price goes down there, or maybe here if price stays around this point here, then reverses. I'm going to put up a level there. If price would break that level one more time there, I'm going to be looking at this as a full reversal. Okay, I'm looking at this as a full reversal. Then I'm going to be putting up some contraction there, and I'm going to be expecting that whatever is happening here is this structure here. I'm going to put up this one right here now. If price does that, okay, so I want you guys to get the full understanding. If price does that, then I'm going to have to readjust my wave count. I'm going to then be having some wave counts such as this one here. So this is going to be my double bounce territory. I'm going to be having this. So this is going to be my double bounce territory. So it's going to be my A zone. Okay, I'm going to be having my B zone here. I'm going to be having my C zone here. So I'm going to be expecting the completion of this pattern here for the next move to continue to the upside. Okay, so I'm going to then start working out end of wave structure. Okay, what do I mean by end of wave structure? I'm going to be looking at end of wave structure as A, B, maybe a C up there, maybe a D, some sort of structure, and E. Okay, so I'm going to start working out an end of wave structure. This oftentimes proves to be end of wave structure at a peak. Okay, so I'm going to working out this with you guys, and that's why I just want to pick out my time to share this with you guys. And you guys know that if you're setting up for the DXY to move up, okay, so we are going to be expecting that every other currency that have the dollar, say the AUDUSD or EURUSD, pound USD, NZDUSD, USDCAD, USDCHF, USDJPY could also move in that fashion with respect to whatever the DXY is doing. All right. Okay, so I've seen this many of the times in the market, and that's why I just wanted to first share it with you before I move on to the next analysis. Okay, so looking at this one here, we've seen the economic calendar, what it looks like. If you don't know what it looks like, go over to forexfactory.com, then click on the calendar section as well to see what is also in play or what's going to be moving the market for the next trading week as well. Okay, so we are going to be having on Tuesday Reserve Bank of Australia rate statements coming in as well on Tuesday, as well as also the cash rate. So that's going to create a lot of trading volume. So we're going to be having lots of volatility during that period there, and we're expecting a change of 15 basis points. We're going to be expecting an increased interest rate hike from 0.10% to 0.25%, and that's well, that's what the market is expecting, or that's what the forecast is like. Okay, so we don't know what is going to be the actual, so we're going to be waiting. So if we're going to be having an interest rate hike, then I'm going to be expecting that AUD is going to spike during that period there. Okay, so if there would be an actual lower than, okay, so say we have Australia still maintain interest rate at 0.10, then we're going to be expecting that the market is going to still drop, is going to drop massively as a reaction to that alone. Okay, let's go over to the chart and then let's see what the chart has for us. Okay, so I want to start from left to right. I have my chart from left to right as well. So I'm also having the USDCHF first coming in here on the analysis right here for this one right here. All right, so we did speak about a lot of structures here previously, and price have walked out of the zone, which we spend so much time and energy, okay, analyzing up and down every day. Every week I'm doing analysis on USDCHF, what's going to be happening, how the contraction is feeling, and the breakout that is going to come afterwards. Okay, so that has been done, and we've seen breakout this massive. Okay, so here with this one, we're going to be looking at what fits the most. Okay, what fits the most, where is going to be our next entry. All right, where's going to be our next entry, also similar to the analysis which I did for DXY, this was also a similar one we had here. All right, but this one here compared to DXY, so we had DXY was all long, creating some sort of small structure, but this is balanced. Okay, this is balanced. As you can see, it's balanced, so we can as well expect that at the break we can expect to go. All right, so this could also be the end of the contraction. This is what happened here. All right, but for DXY it's different, so I want to see more of price movements coming in. Okay, I want you guys to learn this concept alone. All right, and then apply it to your daily trading. It's going to improve you as a person. All right, looking at this one here, I do not have any reason to take a trade because we are still seeing price gyrate. Okay, it's still moving up. Okay, with everything going up. So I'm gonna have to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so everything's moving up. Okay, everything's moving up, and not the right time to take a trade. Let's see what happened here in the past. So in the past we had some sort of patterns like this. Okay, well, let me see I think I want to see. All right, okay, all right, it's wrong. Okay, so we do not have any pattern up here that could tell us where our next resistance would be. All right, or likelihood of resistance would be. Okay, price is just moving on its free will. Okay, so we allow price to settle, give us some sort of valid entry on maybe a smaller time frame, say to take a counter trend trade, or also a trend following trade. Okay, so that way you're going to be having some sort of maybe push up. Okay, at one point then start having some pushback and then some push up, some sort of contraction, then that could be a nice time to then buy the breakout. Okay, or some sort of valid structure, say maybe price moves up, drop once, moved up again, and then create some sort of value structure here. We can then trade on a pending order at the break, then continue upside. So for now we're not having any structure. All right, no structure, so it's best to, the last time we found structure was also here first, and also here, that was also entries. So here we don't have any structure here, so but we continue to wait. Okay, so it's best to wait until you find structure. All right, let's take a look at USDJPY. What's happening for USDJPY? I did speak about this formation here, and as you guys know, I like to spend my time to share with you analysis and also plan for trades. Okay, here let me point out clearly, I want you guys to see this for what it truly is. All right, because the best I can do for you is to share with you what I see in the market. All right, that's going to also help and improve you as well. So here we have either what could be a start of a wave, okay, or a continuation. Okay, so here we had some sort of big push right here. So what I'm expecting, or whatever is going to come, I'm going to start to plan for the end of the structure. All right, when we hit the 127, all right, I think price could still continue upside. Okay, there's a whole lot of possibilities, a whole lot. Okay, there's a whole lot of possibility that price could also continue upside. Okay, I don't know, but there's a whole lot of possibilities that price might still continue upside. Okay, so we do not have I think last time we had valid entries was here. Okay, so this was the valid entry, the last valid entry to this extreme here. That's what we were looking at for. Since then we had a little contraction here, so this is another push to the upside. So this could have been the end of this, so I want to wait for more clarity. So I think price should get up to 133. I don't know, so until price gives me a valid entry here, I will not be coming to take any trade position. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's look at also EURUSD. EURUSD might be facing some challenge as well. I'm looking at end of wave analysis and also end of wave structure. This is a possible wave 2, 1, 2. All right, and we looked at time travel. Okay, we looked at alternations. We looked at time travels here. What fits the most? I think this is a contraction day. I think this is a breakout here. So I'm expecting that EURUSD could still continue downside. It's still a great deal of possibility. All right, it could still continue downside there. It's a whole lot of complex patterns there. So there's a great possibility that price can still or may still continue downside. All right, after this complete reversal right here. All right, it's a whole possibility. Okay, so let's look at lower time frame. What the lower time frame says. There's a good possibility that that could also happen. All right. Okay, so many times we've seen breakouts first and then retest and then continue downside. Okay, so there is a great possibility that price could also continue downside, but at a very good entry point. So traders, guys, it's best you wait for validation and also confirmations. Okay, if we have structure, then we can trade. All right, so also with pound USD. Okay, so pound USD have hit 61.8 of the swing. Let's look at this. Okay, this is 61.8 of the swing overall. Remember, guys, what I wanted to do for pound is, I think pound formed some kind of flat pattern around here. Okay, I think it did form some kind of flat pattern around there. It's a big flat, right? It's not an expanded flat, but it's a running flat. Okay, so we have the C right here, and we have the B down there, and we could be having some sort of patterns and then the rest of the things there. Okay, so best to plan for more downsides to come up to 1.203. So it's a possibility that we might be extending down into that area there in the rush. So if there's still more slides coming in, we can expect that that could also be in play. All right, let's look at what is going on. Okay, so no valid entries until price market opens gives us another entry, so it's best to wait. Okay, so looking at also USDCAD, with USDCAD here, we did have an ABC structure, all right, that created a breakout for this one. So we had an impulse, pressure impulse. So I'm still looking at this as my extreme here for maybe a drop to start of wave 2. All right, I'm still looking at this. Maybe a drop to start of wave 2, but however that could also be neglected and price could just continue its upside activities inside of this zone here. So could stay a little bit inside of this zone, maybe create an A, maybe a B, and then a C, then create some sort of something like that, and then maybe continue upside. Okay, so price could do that. Price could do anything. All right, it could do anything, absolutely anything. It's best to react to whatever the market presents to you. That's best and most recommended. But I put it to you guys that if price would form a structure here and a valid structure, then there is a great chance that price is going to break off the zone. Okay, and once price breaks off the zone, all right, there could be two things happening. All right, there could be a retest, maybe at top and then a drop. Then once price leaves the station one more time, I think it's going to be a bye-bye. All right, it's going to be a bye-bye, and if that is maintained, we're going to be seeing price go up massively up to maybe territories such as this 1.34 territories as well, or maybe just higher. All right, maybe just higher. Okay, there's a great chance. I'm looking at also NZDUSD. We've started to see everything fall into place as regards what we planned initially. So for NZDUSD, it has completed the pattern right here. So we had some sort of, remember this pattern, guys. Okay, so I did more of analysis with this pattern here, and we got up to the top. All right, then also similar to AUDUSD. So we've seen that price have broken through this point right there, and it's a good one. Okay, it's a good one, and I wanted to see that. All right, so it's more of downside now, also similar to AUDUSD. So what levels are we going to be looking at price reacting from? I want to take this off first, and I could expect that price could also react to some sort of territories, but first I think we have some sort of crazy patterns right here. Okay, so we have some waves dropping and then some formations forming, a lot of things coming in. Okay, I think what I'm looking at here, I would be looking at an ABCX. Okay, I looked at this as an ABCX and ABC down. All right, then but I'm going to be looking at this as another pattern. Okay, I'm going to be looking at another pattern because here I have a structure. Okay, let me put the upper boundaries as well. Here I have a structure because when I'm putting up an upper boundary, I see more cleanly and I see clearly. Okay, because of my experience. Okay, so I have an upper boundary. Okay, and I would start to put up a trading idea that we might also be working out some sort of pattern, say maybe an ABC X. Okay, so this could also be the first drop. So we're looking at A, maybe an A right here. So we can look at a B right here. So what sort of pushback that could come from that point, maybe into this zone here, could also be another selling opportunities, maybe back into the zone right there. Okay, so it's also a possibility that we might be having that play out. Okay, so looking at also AUDUSD, we did got into some positions last week, and we did a bouncing game with it. It's crazy that we did that bouncing game. All right, so I love whatever analysis goes as predicted. Okay, so this was also USDCHF, which I pointed out. This was on Friday. I shared with the group the analysis there. Let me see. Okay, this was AUD, Euro AUD, USDCHF. So all right, let me put that up. All right, so this was okay. So this was the chart here. All right, so we had AUDCAD. Okay, this is what I shared before. Okay, so this is AUDUSD. All right, so we had a very good entry here around 0.7149, and we had our exit 0.70. All right, so that was also another one we looked at in the week. Let me look at it. Okay, so we looked at that also in the week. So on Thursday, so we got in on this one. We hopped off on this one. So this was also supposed to be the end of the wave. Okay, so this was I expected this to be the end of the wave, but it didn't. So I'm looking at here now. I'm looking at the W, maybe an X. All right, so I'm looking at an X there. I'm going to be looking at a Y. All right, so that played out a WXY. Okay, so this is going to be the end of. I'm expecting more down pushes to come. All right, early in the week. All right, so I'm expecting that. All right, so I'm expecting that to happen. So we're going to be looking at more drops until the next push comes in. Okay, so once this completes the Y, I'm going to be looking at push to the upside. All right, I'm going to be looking at push to the upside once it completes the Y leg right there. So once Y leg completes here, I'm going to be looking at the next push, maybe to some territories such as this one right here, maybe around here, before maybe the next drop starts coming in. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I expect that to play out nicely. I expect price to at least test back the zone here, and once that happens, there could be a reaction of the support there, and we might see price move upside one more time. So I expect price to continue dropping back into the zone. Let's take another look at gold. What is happening here? What's gold giving to us? Okay, the last time I spoke about gold, I had price trading inside of this zone right here. So I'm going to go over, clear this and bring this up. So I had price trading inside of here, and this was also a value structure, and at the breakout, all right, price continue moving downwards. Okay, do we have another value structure? Yeah, we might just have a value structure. All right, so possibly this contraction here could also play out and also finish nicely, so we can have that price could also continue going down. It's one to look out for ahead of the next trading week. Okay, there's also a great deal of possibility that price could continue going down. Let's look at another one here, USD Mexican peso. USD Mexican peso here is also similar to other patterns as well, but I think there is a possibility of a drop still coming in for this one. All right, to complete the pattern, at least price should drop below the B leg or test B leg. But however, I know that in the market, price could also do anything it wants, so we're not going to force our way into this one here until price gives us a valid entry. Okay, so it's best not to react. Okay, so looking at also USDZAR, I think the one I would most recommend for a reaction is this one right here. Okay, let me give you why. I think if price did fell last week at the top. Okay, price fell to maintain the extreme last week, and then dropped. So I'm looking at here that price could continue going down. Why I look at that as that possibility there, there could be a great sense of possibility that that could also play out. Alternatively, unless this was the end of the trend. Let me put it up. This was the end of the trend. So if this was the end of the trend, and then we could expect that price could also continue going up from that point. And when price leaves the station, there is no coming back. All right. Some sort of patterns here. So if this could have been a wave 1 to 2 in the breakout, I think price could also be on its way upside. So it's best to see what best fits this analysis. You don't just rush into a trend. It's best to see what fits the most. Okay, what makes the most sense. Okay, that way you're gonna be in profit easily and also early. What makes the most sense? All right. Looking at this one here. So whatever makes the most sense, I'm gonna share it with you guys also back in the channel right there. Okay, so with that, wrap up this session. Let's take a look at what is also happening for UK Brent. I did give out an analysis first on UK Brent on pending order, though I still have my pending order still in place. But I'm gonna, all right, I think that's not it. Okay, so I'm gonna still have my, let me look at it. So UK, okay, so that's called Brent. All right, so I had a penny order somewhere down here around 99. Just maybe. So this was also the reason why I had that pending order right there. Let me share with you why I had that pending order right there. So I looked at this run of wave completion. All right, I looked at this run of wave completion first, and also similar to my initial analysis. Let me use my newt. Okay, so my newt. Okay, fine. I don't want to that to. All right, so this here we had price pick out for oil. Pick out at 135. Okay, so we had price drop back into the zone. I think whatever is going on here, I think there's another contraction here. I'm not going to looking at this as a break below because well, you know, as you guys know, price change. Okay, price change in its setup, in its composition. Okay, in its making. So if price would maybe, all right, I would like to use the word just maybe create all right, a drop, okay, and by having an A, B, C, all right, so this could maybe be our B late, all right, and the next drop could also come. It's best to see, all right, it's best to see what's going on, guys. It's best to see, and it's one that is dicey. Okay, so we need to wait for more validation, more confirmation before we can then take a trade. But I think at the break of C wave, I think we could also hop in on a position and then look for some trading opportunities up there. But also in these territories here, I'm looking at a possibility that we might be having some sort of pattern such as this one, maybe a contraction. All right, and a breakout. All right, so I look at more of price still continue upside here first. I don't know for some reasons I'm not comfortable with the idea of the downtrend for this one, so I'm not going to be taking any trade of this one here. Whether I'm going to just have to wait and observe. Okay, I'm going to wait and observe because there's still a lot on this one here. So possibly, if we might be looking at for me, that is going to be, I'm looking for bullish opportunities. What I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to be looking at this as an extreme of C. I'm going to be looking at this as if I'm going to be waiting for some sort of pullback. Once that pullback completes, okay, that's going to still induce sellers. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at some sort of, maybe when price is moving down in this format here, could also create some sort of structure. I could wait at a breakout. Okay, I could wait at a breakout and then put up my pending buy, okay, order. Okay, I can put up my pending buy at the break of an entry and then put my stop loss setting below previous low. And then what I'm going to be doing first, I'm not going to be targeting wide territories. I will just have to look for the last environment I find price. Okay, so I can look at areas around 112, maybe 111. All right, 110. With that, okay, so I could have maybe about 2.5 risk to reward. It's still okay. So 110 could also be around this area here that we could look, because there could be a possibility that price could also create an ABC of a shallow C and continue downside. Nobody knows. We just have to plan and react to whatever the market presents to us based on the concept. Okay, so I know I have a feeling what the market should give to me before I take a trade. So I do not have control over what the market is going to do, but I have control over what I'm going to be doing based on the Elliott wave concept. Okay, so that's what I think. Okay, so looking at this one here, I think there is still more to this one here I want to see before I can then start looking for short opportunities, but I think I'm cool with the long opportunities, or the long bias I am on right now. Okay, so let's look at also another one here, GBP, Euro GBP. All right. Okay, so another one here I'm looking at here is EURGBP. I want to just do an analysis across some of the pays that you might be looking out to see in the next trading week as well, sharing with you my trade plans as well. Also, what has also changed since the last time we did speak about this pay right here. Okay, so over last week I was looking at getting into an entry. All right, look at getting into an entry first. When price was trading in here, what I did first for this one here, I did post on the group because it was not really one of the setups which I would love to see. Okay, this is why I didn't put it up on the group. Let me share with you why. First, know that I'm looking for a trade of up to 1:2, 2.5, 1:3 risk to reward trade. First, that's always my first target for looking for trades. All right. And if it doesn't fit, I feel or I see it as the large players will not want to, or might not just be interested in that pattern there. All right. So let me see. I have a whole lot of message chats here. So what I'm going to be doing first, I'm going to have to clear some, okay, and then leave some. All right. I'm going to clear some and then leave some. All right, so let me just go back and then let me put up. Okay, so I'm going to clear some and then leave some. All right, because we are done with the previous analysis there. So whatever is happening here, I'm looking at an ABC X ABC. All right, so this could be the end. Let me put up the wave for you guys so you can see. So I'm looking at WXY. Okay, I have A, I have B, I have ABC down to form C, I have an X, I have ABC to form down. So I think this is complete, or if this is not complete here, what I might be looking at here is a possibility. There could also be a possibility. Okay, I don't like to, when I'm planning a trade, I don't like to give myself the idea that I'm all correct with the analysis. Okay, there could be a possibility of a change. So as a trader, you want to be surviving, or you want to make profit, or you want to live long in this business here, you need to give room to be wrong. Okay, you can be wrong, you will be wrong. Okay, all right, there are chances that if you're wrong, don't just stay there, don't believe too much in your analysis that you're wrong. Okay, and hope that price would also continue in your favor. Okay, you might be wrong, because I'm looking at, what if this Y leg is not done and we could be looking at more downside Y? Okay, when will be the best time, or when will I be wrong? Okay, so when will I be correct and when will I be wrong? I look out for it. Okay, so looking at this one here, first let me share with you why I didn't take this trade, or I didn't put up this trade in the group. So first, I was looking at this as the end of Y leg. Okay, so I looked at this at the start of ABC. Okay, I looked at this as a wave 2. So if I'm going to be looking at this as a wave 2, I can be looking at this as a wave 2. Okay, so maybe upside. Let me put that up again. Okay, let me just shift this up again. So look at here as the whole of here as maybe a wave 2 down here. Okay, let me just change this. I want you guys to see it as a wave 2. Okay, so this is a wave 2 possibly. So what I looked at for last week, if this is going to be a wave 2 and price makes a push such as this one, let me make it on hourly, such as this one here. All right, and this could be a leading structure. Okay, I can label this. If I go down to maybe 30 minutes, 15 minutes time, I can label this. So I don't want to label this. But there were no balance for this one here in terms of considering root and a tree, or a tree that has roots and a very big, okay, stem of very big body above the surface. Okay, so you're gonna be expecting that it's gonna tumble, it's gonna flip. Okay, say we have that much energy at the top, or much weight at the top, we don't have any balance on the ground. All right, so I don't want to see this on trading. Okay, I don't want to see plants with light roots, okay, with very huge branches and stems up there. Okay, so I looked at this one here and I asked myself, if I'm taking a long trade at the break of this, where is going to be my possible first entry? My possible first entry is going to be the extreme right here first. All right. What if I'm wrong? Okay, what if I'm wrong and price then continues going down? So I asked myself that question and I answered them, and I looked at it in terms of risk to reward. This is going to be my stop loss. Okay, this is going to be my target first, and I looked at this. It doesn't fit. Okay, 1:3 is a very wrong trade to take. I don't like taking this kind of trades. All right, so I left it for what it is, and I waited for price to shallow back down into this area here, and I looked at territories here. So when price was also doing a whole lot of this, I looked at this as a huge contraction. Okay, I looked at this as a much bigger contraction that could send the price to break this zone. So what I did first is that I attempted to put my long at the break, and then I put my stops in maybe anyway price hits, and I was ready to take the next bull step into maybe breaking out of this zone. All right, so I asked myself a lot of questions, and I knew that it didn't fit well for a criteria for a trade, so I'm just leaving this one, okay, for whatever it is. If price continues sliding down, fine, it's okay, it's cool. All right, I'll not really be bothered about the downside, okay, but I'm going to wait for an upside that fits my personality. Okay, so say we have price maybe comes into maybe this zone. It's going to be nice. So maybe we have price, let me use a ghost feed. I want you guys to get the understanding about this one here. So maybe I think we have maybe some sort of, whoa, I think I just did the wrong thing. I want to use ghost feed. So maybe we have a price come into this zone here, and then what I'm going to be doing is I might be having a contracting wave 2. Okay, I could be having a contracting wave 2, and that's fine. Okay, it's fine to have a contracting wave 2. It's all fine. All right, then I could be looking at maybe just ABC. All right, then at the break, then I will be having a reduced risk. All right, I will be having a reduced risk because this is going to be my low. Okay, and this is going to be the point of breakout which I want to look out for. All right, I'm going to be looking at a reduced risk. Okay, first I'm going to have to target this point right here, and just maybe this is 1:2.2, and could also fit. Okay, I could just well look at the next one maybe up here as well. This could also fit 1.385. So this makes the most sense. Okay, so I don't want to just go into the market and then take trades that doesn't fit. When trade doesn't fit your personality, don't take it. Don't force the market into your wheel, because it's not going to bend into your wheel. All right, just let the market move, and then you follow whatever the market is doing. That's the duty of, that's what good trading should be. All right, so with this, I'll just wrap up this session, and I'll be back in the group to share with you also, as always, in the group, more analysis and also more price predictions as well, using the concept. And if you want to learn more, you can also step in to follow us on Elliot with King, search on Telegram, or also follow me on my Twitter handler, Elliot with King. And if you want to be profitable on the long run, you can also learn from my videos also on YouTube, or click on the subscribe button, and also you turn on that notification bell, so you'll be getting all the information whenever I post content such as this one here. That would also help you as a person, all right, or as a trader. See you next time. It's Gwyn Michael as always.